Hello friends, this video on aldehyde ketones and carboxylic acid part 10 is brought to you by examfear.com. No more fear from exam. The another way to prepare aldehyde is the oxidation of methyl benzene. So if I have a methyl benzene, if I use a strong oxidizing agent, what you get is benzoic acid. But instead of strong oxidizing agent, if I use a weak oxidizing agent, see, aldehyde is somewhere in between, right? So for reduction and oxidation, in both case, we have to use weak. For example, if you see the trend is something like this, you have a carboxylic acid. Let me draw here. Carboxylic acid, and then you have aldehyde. You reduce it, you get aldehyde. You reduce further, get alcohol. You reduce further, you get alkene. Similarly, from alkane, you oxidize, you get alcohol. You further oxidize, you get aldehyde. You further oxidize, you get carboxylic acid. This is somewhere in between. So even from carboxylic acid or carboxylic acid derivatives, you want to form aldehyde, you have to use weak reducing agent. Similarly, from alkanes, right, if you want to form aldehydes, you have to use weak oxidizing agent, right? Because if you use a strong oxidizing agent, you get carboxylic acid. See here, if I have this methyl benzene, if I use strong oxidizing agent, I get benzoic acid. But still, if I use a weak oxidizing agent, I'll get aldehyde. So please remember, for preparation of aldehyde, generally, even if you want to prepare by oxidation of alkanes, you have to use weak oxidizing agent. Or if you want to form this aldehydes by reduction of carboxylic acids and its derivative, you have to use weak reducing agent. For example, we have seen in the case of esters, we have used weak reducing agent. Correct? Also, we have used weak reducing agent in case of nitriles, right? So just remember that if you want to form aldehydes, either by oxidation or reduction, you have to use weak agents. Correct? So there are various options of weak oxidizing agent. For example, I have CrO2Cl2 you can use, or you can use CrO3. You can use any of these. Correct? So let's see option 1, that is CrO2Cl2. So let's see the reaction mechanism here. For I'm trying to use CrO2Cl2. I'll be using CrO2Cl2 actually here. This is my methyl benzene, and I'll use CrO2Cl2, presence of CS2. The 2 hydrogen will replace with CrO2Cl2. What I get is this guy is a complex actually I'll getting. So this is what I'll get. This is what I'll get. This is a complex compound. On this, if I do hydrolysis, what I get is OH, OH, and H. And this 2H, one water molecule will come out. And what I'll be getting is this compound. That is benzaldehyde. So instead of CrO3, you can use, instead of CrO2Cl2, I can use CrO3 also. I can show you the reaction mechanism for this. So this is my, again, methyl benzene. I have CrO3, high temperature. And we'll also use CH3CO2O. This also will use here. So with this, what I get is this compound CH. Here I'll get O, CO, CH3. Here I'll also get the same thing, O, CO, CH3. When I do hydrolysis on this, I get the same this compound, and from here I get the same one. Correct. The next is chlorination followed by hydrolysis. So this is side chain chlorination followed by hydrolysis of my methyl benzene itself. So I have a methyl benzene. I'll react with chlorine in presence of sunlight. So two of the hydrogen will be replaced. So what will happen here is I get CH, Cl and Cl. Now I'll do a hydrolysis, right? Or I can use acidic media. So what will happen is this chlorine will be replaced by OH, and I need to increase the temperature. This chlorine will be replaced with OH. This is what you get. There is a carbon here. This is OH, OH and H. So from this we have seen that in one carbon I have 2H molecule, very bulky. So water molecule will come out and you will get C double bond O and H. Right? From these, this and this will come out and you will get benzaldehyde. This is my benzyl chloride. Right? And this is a commercial method to prepare benzaldehyde. First do chlorination followed by hydrolysis. Pretty easy, right? You have chlorination and then you have hydrolysis at a higher temperature. The next reaction is to prepare aldehyde from Gutermann-Koch reaction. The reaction is also called formylation. I'll explain you why. So here what we do is you take a benzene and you have a carbon monoxide, you have HCl, and then you take AlCl3, right? In presence of, you can take CuCl or anything. What you get is benzaldehyde. And here, if you see AlCl3, the moment you think of AlCl3, you must be thinking of Friedel-Crafts reaction, right? So here actually that reaction is also part of the whole reaction. Right. So this reaction is called Gutermann-Koch reaction. See, typically what happens is, I'll show you, I have a CO and in this I add HCl, H plus and Cl minus, and if you see oxygen has negative charge, carbon has positive charge, so this oxygen will attract this H and this chlorine will attract this carbon. So with this what you get is something like this, OH Cl. But now if you see, this carbon has lone pair of electrons. Here also it has lone pair of electrons. So it will not like to have this. What will happen, this bond will break and you get something like this. It will form a double bond. Right? This H will move here and form a double bond. This is what you will get. But if you see, this is very unstable. And on this, we will do a Friedel-Crafts acylation. So once I have this, I'll take a benzene ring and do a Friedel-Crafts acylation reaction in presence of AlCl3, right? So what it will happen is it will become AlCl4 minus, and this I'll show you what happens. This becomes AlCl4 minus and C double bond H plus, right? And on this you have a benzene ring. I think we have seen this reaction a couple of times. This benzene ring will attack this guy. There's hydrogen also here. So what will form is, let me draw it there. Here only I have to draw. There's a H, there's a COH, and this bond breaks. There's a positive charge here, right? Now to get back its resonating structure, to get back this aromaticity, this hydrogen will say, okay, I'll go out. And with that, hydrogen goes out in this fashion and you get back your aromaticity and you get this. Correct? This is just a Friedel-Crafts acylation reaction. Pretty easy. Now the question is, if it is a Friedel-Crafts acylation reaction, what is so special about Gutterman-Koch? The specialty here is this thing is very unstable. So Gutterman-Koch reaction helps us to produce this. And on this reaction, it is a part of this reaction. On this is something which is very unstable. This is produced and immediately it is consumed by benzene. This is very, very unstable. So typically you don't get this in market. It's very, very unstable product. But for Friedel-Crafts acylation reaction, this is required, right? So Gutterman-Koch reaction is nothing but an add-on to Friedel-Crafts reaction, where it says that, okay, you don't have this, it's difficult for you to prepare this because it's unstable. So let me give you a method to prepare this. So carbon monoxide and HCl, you get this, but for a very small fraction of seconds. So in that time only it reacts with benzene and forms benzaldehyde. Also called formylation, because if you see in the benzene ring, we are adding a formaldehyde, right? It's also called formylation. This is the typical reaction mechanism. The only extra part is this part, right? The other is just a Friedel-Crafts acylation reaction. Thank you. Visit our website examfear.com to watch more and more quality education videos. You can also attempt free online tests that are there in our website. You can also get access to tons of free study materials, and you can also find free tutors and mentors in this website. Thanks a lot for watching.